Okay guys, this is just going to be a quick trick you can use in some of your gunfights. I don't know where I picked this up, probably from Call of Duty or something, since this is a trick that will work in pretty much any shooter, at least any shooter that I've played. I've even done this in games like Rainbow Six Siege, Call of Duty, Apex, anything like that. This is a super simple thing you can do, and it'll work against almost any player. It doesn't really matter how good the other player is. I've done this against extremely good players, unexperienced players. It doesn't really matter. This will almost always work. So I don't really have a name for this or anything, but basically this is something super simple you can do. It's not something you'll do in every single gunfight. It's just something to sort of keep in mind and sort of add it to your like bag of tricks, we'll say. So this works best when you're running towards some cover, usually smaller cover. It's best if it's not just like a giant wall or something. It works best with smaller cover, and you got to be running at it at sort of an angle. And basically all you need to do is break your line of sight with whoever you're fighting, and then you're going to cut back at the same angle that you were coming from on the same side. And I know it's super simple and maybe you do this all the time, which is great. Then you should know that this is very effective, especially if you do it quickly. And it will almost always work because most people, once you break the line of sight, their brain will go to the other side of the cover and they're just going to expect you to be there, which is totally normal. Like, your brain just works that way. It doesn't matter how good you are. You're not going to expect someone to just go back to the other side. I mean, good players will be able to react faster to it, which is definitely true. Good players will react faster, but you will still get a slight edge as you will sort of confuse them and have them aiming at the wrong spot at first. So this will guarantee you like a first shot. It's also very good in close range, especially like if you have a shotgun or something. I think this is a very good tip for shotgun players. I mean, the clips I have are mostly with snipers, but you can do this with a shotgun, especially maybe a slug, but it'd be very good for shotguns or close range players, especially because at long range, this doesn't really work as well, because if the person aims to the other side where they're expecting you, they don't really have to move that much to adjust once they figure out what's going on. So definitely more of a close range thing, but you can do this really anywhere on the map. There's tons of spots you can do this. Like I said, just keep an eye out for them. You want smaller cover. I mean, this here is just like a column, a pole basically, and that's all I needed. As you can see, like, he's not even looking the right way. Like, this will happen to almost anyone you do this to, especially if you're low health. They're really, at the very least, they'll expect you to stop. They're not going to expect you to cut back, just because it's kind of awkward to do. It's easier to do on mouse and keyboard, so it's probably more common to see people doing stuff like this on PC, but on a controller it is a bit awkward to do this sometimes. So definitely try it out a few times, or start practicing it. It's not really hard to do. It's more so you just have to think of doing it. So anyway, that's all I have for this. I just wanted to sort of point this out because I think it's something that you might not just come up with on your own. So hopefully this will sort of give you an idea of the types of things you can do in gunfights. You can do obviously a lot more than this, but this is just a really simple thing that I do a lot. And I've had a lot of people, like when I'm playing against friends and stuff, they'll be like, wow, I did not expect you to be there. And you can win fights that you are losing. Like, they could be full health and you could be one shot. And if you slide back out and they're not ready, you can definitely still win. So really cool trick. Definitely start doing it. It's really all I have for this. Let me know if you found this helpful. I kind of like doing videos like this, or even the throwing knife one I did, where I can sort of make a smaller video and just sort of explain one trick I have or a tip for certain things. So let me know if you found this helpful. Check out the throwing knife one too if you're a hunter, especially. A lot of people said it's really helpful and they didn't know that that was a thing. So definitely check that out. And as always, thanks for watching.